So, I just got done watching episode 5 of season 2 of The Last of Us. And I gotta say, it was a pretty good episode. The crazy thing about this? Like, the relationship with Dina and Ellie. I know last week's episode was a little controversial, especially with Ellie saying, I'm gonna be a dad, which I agree, man. We gotta keep the woke stuff out of entertainment stuff, pushing these agendas. I do agree with that. And see, I reserved judgment because I didn't know if that was in the game. But after a week's time, everybody told me that was not in the game. So yeah, I definitely agree with y'all. That was just stupid. However, I am starting to really like the relationship between Ellie and Dina. Dina is the brains of the operation between her and Ellie. And Ellie is more of the do first, think later type. So I think they fit perfectly together when it comes to that aspect. Now, when they were having that conversation about whether they wanted to continue going on after they seen some cult members shot up and decimated in the street, that little speech Dina gave was actually a really good speech. I actually liked that speech. That was a really good speech. And it kind of made you feel for her because of what she went through. So she understood why Ellie wanted to go after Abby, who killed Joel. So you get to explore more of her character. And I like that they did that in this episode. And, and Dina's told Ellie, she said, hey, whether we go or whether we stay, there's no wrong answer. And I ain't gonna lie, I was like, Ellie, just go. It's not worth the risk. It is not worth the risk. And I forgot to say, it's so late, it's almost 2 in the morning. I was gonna do this video tonight, but I'm doing it. This is a spoiler. We are doing spoiler talk, so if you haven't seen the episode, go ahead, click out now, and I'll put a little text up in the beginning since I forgot to do that now, or just saying it now. But I thought that speech was a good speech, and we got to see more of her character. Man, listen, when they get into that little zone that's not patrolled, I just knew it was going to be a recipe for bad. It was just a bad disaster waiting to happen. And they got pretty much ambushed by the infected. And I'm not gonna lie, Tommy showing up to save the day shook the hell out of me. I was like, Tommy? I was like, damn, my boy Tommy, or not Tommy, it was not Tommy, Dina's ex-boyfriend. Dang, I forgot his name, man. So bad with these names, so late. Anyways, her ex-boyfriend came to save the day, and he saved him because, boy, they was about to get served up to some infected, man. And he saved them. Did they find themselves in in that jungle part? Or no, it was a park. And the wolves people, they did not want to chase them in there. They did not want to chase them because they knew the cult members was in there. And it was interesting. Ellie set up a distraction to get Dina and Dina's ex-boyfriend out since Dina got shot with that arrow. They got out, and then Ellie had a decision. She could escape, make it back to Dina and Tommy and the other guy, or she could pursue that hospital. And, well, the teenager Ellie, the hot-headed Ellie, she went right for the hospital. She got in there. She found Nora. She tried to make Nora tell her where Abby was at, and that wasn't happening. Nora got away. And then they find themselves on the level B2. Now, which brings me back, because I forgot in the very beginning of the episode, the two women having the conversation of how she sent a team in one day and it was all good to the hospital. Then she sent a second team in with, I'm assuming it was her brother since his badge said Parker. And then she said that they had to seal off that part because they said it was the spores, they were infected by breathing in the air. And which is crazy because we have reached that part on The Last of Us, the game. We have started playing The Last of Us. We're just not that far in. But I have seen the spores in the video game. So I forgot to mention that conversation that they had, because that explains that hospital and then that level B2 that is cut off because of the spores are down there. And that's where Ellie and Nora end up. And then Nora tells Ellie, she was like, "You stupid B, you got us both killed. We're both infected now." But little did she know, Ellie is the immune girl. And then Nora gives her a speech of why Joel, or why Abby killed Joel. And she already knew and she didn't care. And then we got to see, you know what? And you know how everybody says people, Zack Snyder's the blueprint? I don't know if anybody caught this. But if you notice Ellie in that hospital, in that hallway, and the light is red, and you just see Ellie looking, do you remember in Batman v Superman, when Batman went to go visit Lex Luthor's son, because it's not Lex Luthor, everybody gets that confused. He ends up in that hallway. The hallway is all red, and all you see is a dark shadow of Batman. I don't know if they was trying to remake that image from Batman v Superman, but my gosh, it looked exactly like it. And that's the first thing that popped in my head when I seen Ellie standing in that hallway with the red light. And she was about to beat on Nora to get the info out of her. I was like, it reminded me of that. Zack is the blueprint. I don't know if that's what they was going for. It seems like it to me. But my goodness, I love that shot. That was a good shot. Now, yeah, so she pretty much interrogates Nora, tell her where Abby's at, and she's just beating her legs out with a steel pipe. While Nora's infected, as we're talking about it too, because she's infected and beating her legs out, tell her where Abby's at. And then it cuts to a scene where we get to see Joel and Ellie. And he's like, "Hey, kiddo," and they looked happy. And then, sadly, the episode ended. I thought this week's episode was a good episode, man. I enjoyed it. It was a shorter episode. I think this episode was only like 46 minutes, 47. So it was a little bit shorter episode, but you know what? I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was a good episode. Excuse me. I had fun with it. I'll probably give this episode I'll give it a 8.5 out of 10. That scene where they got stuck though with all the infected, and those weren't just infected. I forgot to mention they were the smart infected. That was a dope ass scene, man. Jesse, that's his name, isn't it? Jesse. It just clicked. It's so late, my brain isn't functioning right now. I'm pretty sure his name is Jesse, I think. Okay, but yeah, Jesse saved him, and then her and Tommy, or Jesse and Tommy, both came to save Dina and them because they knew that it wasn't gonna be good. You know, as skillful as Dina and Ellie is, at the end of the day, they're still just teenage girls, and yeah, they're just teenagers. You know, so they got to be watched over because we've all been teenagers. You know, we think we the she, and little do we know, we don't know nothing. So I had fun with this episode, man. I enjoyed it. Can't wait to play the game some more, and can't wait to watch the next episode. Yeah, man. Let me know what you guys think about Last of Us Season 2, Episode 5. Did you enjoy the episode? Let me know in the comments down below. And I will catch you guys on the next one. I'm going to take my light-skinned ass to sleep after I put this up, because it is almost 2 a.m. I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. 100,000 subscribers. This is grind time. Let's get